idea of keeping him in prison was that in the meantime, they would then divide his community, his people, so that when he comes back, there's no one else to rule. Hence, Khalishiwe died right here in Kimberly, but he was buried in Makokong.
MGG.
No, that was the seat of power. So he was buried there alongside two other kings of the Batapins. So hence the people of Khalishiwe decided that in order to recognize Khalishiwe, let us rename location number 2 to be called Khalishiwe, because this land is the land of the Batapin were robbed of their land. They were moved from the diamond infested areas to the low-lying areas where even if small rain can fall, they will be flooded in the low-lying areas. That's why even today when you go and do what's this town planning, whatever courses, you are going to be taught how to plan a town like the white people do, like the white people do. So yeah, they created what they call a museum, but it's a museum to recognize their achievements, as we can all see. They created a white settlement for themselves. So all these were around the hole itself. Tents, shacks, with Standard Bank also here. Yes, Standard Bank was there. Was their capital? They lend them money, things that you wouldn't get at that time. And you don't think that you are getting at this time. You're not even getting them. Because if I work with a white guy, same position, same salary, when he enters the bank can give him a loan.
Yeah.
But me with the same salary won't get a loan because I'm a risk.
That's racism.
They say I'm a risk. But the same guy, same age, has got a wife, kids, 5 cars, big house, whereas I stay in a shed. Now what the heck is that? Something is wrong. So let me take you around on a walk around here and see for yourself as to how these people created this environment for themselves. Please, madam.
I know you make use of a lot of oral translation, and you know so much history. I would just like to know, are we doing an audio or transcribing all this knowledge so that it doesn't get lost for the next generation? Because at my age, not even I knew what you are telling me now. So I would like the knowledge that you're sharing to us, that it must be available with its audio or with its transcripts, so that the next generation can know, It's deep. You're telling things that we didn't know.
Yeah,
Seriously, at my age, I didn't know these things that you're
I was
telling me
telling the
now.
lady here that currently I've got 3 manuscripts that I've written which only needs publishing. I've got one I call The Devils Amongst Us. The other one, I've tried to do something on the icons, our local icons. So I've just profiled some icons, put it in a book so that it can be published. And for that one, I've asked the Department of Agriculture to help me with the publishing. That was year before last. I only received that my
If I could give a recommendation, because we know that the truth should not come out, it's all conditioned that way. So maybe you can engage with podcasts and people like that you're meeting here today to put it out like in chronicles, to reveal the true story of Africa. You don't really need only the Department of Culture because that's a system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, at the center, we'll be doing with our own podcast. We're calling it Fantuka.
Oh, lovely,
Yeah,
lovely,
we
lovely.
call it Fantuka. That means from back then.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Beautiful.
we've just bought equipment.
Oh.
And we'll be taking it with us because in September we'll be touring. During my tour guiding activities, I take you on tours with bicycles.
Okay.
So I've got bicycles that will be taking a ride on. Mind you, our province at the Northern Cape is so big. You can travel the distance from Joburg to Cape Town and back, being in the Northern Cape province.
Yeah.
So we'll be in September celebrating Tourism Month. We'll be traveling on bicycles 2,800 kilometers, documenting the story of the Northern Cape.
Okay, I'm going to give
So we'll be traveling the Northern Cape on bicycles for 24 days, 2,800 kilos.
you have sponsors.
Can I just
We
say
probably will get them along the way.
one comment and half a question? Wana CC said a very, very, very important aspect. And I think with a wealth of information, probably this can be one of the many projects within Paseta.
Within Paseta.
You understand me? Because if you're going to wait for the government, I know you're going to wait until our grandkids become, go on pension. So I think that's one part that really maybe for us as Paseta, these are some of the aspects that we can really give special attention. That really, how do we really help my brother here to really capture this thing and all these things that we've been saying. We come up with people like my brother here. When we can help to transcribe, restructure everything into a book. Because there's quite a lot of information and we give a different perspective, and part of it is a sort of a lived experience. Some people write based on what they get from nutrition, but what you're saying, we can see it, we can feel it. That you talk, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and what I also enjoy about you, even though other race groups came through, you were so true in what you stand for and who you are. You continued the conversation. So that means you had the true
Which racial
essence.
groups?
It was last year, and you spoke your truth. Understand?
But then did you think I was going to keep quiet and wait?
No, just because something happened, I was saying, shh.
I'm telling my story.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want you to use the resources and the connections that you're making now, which is very important people that are highly connected. You don't need to wait, like the gentleman said, years and years. Make use of the resources. I think the problem what we as Africans have, we want to float as individuals, but yet our ancestry shows collectivism.
Sure.
We are a collective society. We work together like rhythm. So we now want to each one play our own tune, and hence the confusion, because it's starting to start like chaos. Noise. The resources, you don't need to lay yourself in the journey that you're looking for. They are all here, and we're willing to help you. King, you speak to King, and us with our skills at helping him, we can even help you write or rewrite or edit or
Can be a textbook.
Yes. So we are here for you.
And some of these things, you don't necessarily need funding.
Yes.
With
Put the skills together.
You can find that now.
Yes.
We help you to get organized in terms
Yes.
of publishing.
You are here. Pasenda's here.
That will be,
And
I
to get more of a
was saying, King, that he's not going to leave me out of Paseta. Because whatever help that he needs, I'm there.
So
So
we are really grateful.
Yeah, we are
can we before it gets dark?
When he gives them out,
Yes. Yes. If anything happens, the Department of Agriculture.
The talk continues. So I don't know if this tramline still works. So there it is. It goes out into the city. You could see it has contact wires. It looks like it's still active. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ask if this tram line is still working. So this is the old town of Kimberly next to the big hole. When they were harassing it, you could see the guest house. So this is it. This is the outside of the big hole. As we continue, King, is this tram line still working? Is it still active?
Yeah, some other thing.
Yeah, fine.
Still continue. You get in there, I think it's about 80 rand. It goes to the other side of the big hole.
No, this line.
Yes, the train. The train is there by
Yes.
covering.
Okay. I'm worried about. All right.
It's always like this.
Okay, there it is, guys. That is at the end of this line. That's where the tram is. As we continue to find our tour guide. Say hi to the viewers.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in on Politically Incorrect with Ntate Mashiane, the big boss. Thank you for the support. Thank you so much for everyone for watching us. We're at a big hole right now, a historical grounds where our ancestors dug ground so deep that water started coming out from the ground. So you can imagine how many kilometers, how deep it is to build a big hole. We're in Kimberly. People are enjoying the same. We've got the Pasota family here, and they are here watching everything, the display of how Kimberly was. Remember, this was the first buildings that were built in South Africa. Kimberly is the first city in South Africa to be built, the first city to have a train, the first city to have electricity, the first city to do a
Telephone line.
Telephone line and everything. Kimberly was the first, but Sir John Rhodes, Oppenheimer, and the De Beer family kept it in their hands, and it never grew like the other cities in South Africa. But anyway, we can see how our people lived in the past, and we can see what happened, and it reminds us of the painful past of our history. You know, it activates the Pan-Africanism spirit in us.
Thank you, Kate.
Donations from us as
To preserve, I thought maybe it was sitting, that was very
no, this is why people. It's not like it was Cecil. That's not Cecil John Rhodes' world. White people, they show you their culture, even their clothing. This is what they wear. So now we need to get accustomed to what they wear. Now that we are accustomed, we don't even see this as. We see it as us.
Oh, yeah. Mara ito ka kalam.
Cultural imperialism.
Hauna kalam.
It's old-fashioned. Old-fashioned. The new fashion is colorful.
This is not for this.
I mean, some of these are so cute, you can even wear them now.
Say it again.
Good condition of
And your old yes,
They open it sometimes.
yeah, no, it stays open. Get out here, no, get out.
Tell them where are we now, in short. Tell the audience on the. No. Tell the audience here on live. We are live now on YouTube. Just tell them more. Who are you? And what work do you do? Because we want them when they come to Kimberly, you must offer them services for tour guide, the whole of Kimberly, including Kalishiwe. Just tell them the cultural work that you do around here. In short.
My name is Joy from Kimberly. We are currently at the big hole. Myself, I'm I run Native Minds. Native Minds is a heritage tourism entity. We do tour guiding, we document oral histories of previously disadvantaged communities. So when you're around Kimberly, please book us to take you on a tour. We can give you a nice experience of Alishiwe Township tour as well as Kimberly City tour. And we can make a visit to the Big Hole where you can experience the cultural heritage and the real story against the formation or the excavation of this hole, including the extraction of its minerals, of the minerals.
Give them your contact number, your work number.
You can contact us at 078 0695 104 for our landline, and on WhatsApp it's on the same number. We are also on YouTube. We are also on we're not on X yet, but we're getting there. Our website, you can check us at www.nativemines.co.za.
Thank you very much. You can continue with the tour.
Sure, thanks.
Thank you. As we continue to do the cultural tour, so these are old. So I think what he explains is these were the old shops, because this was a town right next to the big hole. So they just preserved this.
This one was the Kimberly mine. The Beers had also Skokie mine, the Kimberly mine. Like I said, there were 5 mines. So those 5 mines were represented by the 5 men at the Diggers Fountain. Who's holding the silver.
Okay.
But the irony here is those men are all white. You look at the sculptures around the monument. They are all white. But who are the actual diggers? Because white people were never digging. Diggers. They were the owners. Hence, they created what we call the Kimberly process. The Kimberly process is a certificate that allows you to mine and. Now, the Diamond Act was actually to restrict black people from mining diamonds. Diamond Act was actually to distinguish. There's no land claim here. And our government is mute about it. So you ask yourself, whose interests is our government actually serving?
It's a white monopoly.
Because definitely it's not us, our interest. Can we? Okay, here is the Occidental bar. Like I said, these people created a world for themselves.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, yes. Old side in So this is the Occidental bar. It's a bar, and it's got also a restaurant where they serve cuisine and drinks. This is the Occidental bar. It caters cuisine and beverages. Yeah, but as you can see, the floors. Can we go down that way then?
Yeah, it was. Without this.
Your studio, take pictures, frame. That's our studio. Okay, this is a shop. Same studio. Now, that's Standard Bank. Standard Bank. Standard Bank has always been in the. It has always helped white people. Yes. South Africa is a British colony. South Africa is a British colony as it is. And ever since Britain colonized South Africa, she has never loosened her grip on South Africa. Hence, Standard Bank would follow Britain where Britain goes. Because President John Rose, they needed funds. For them to can operate the way they operated, they needed funds. And Standard Bank was on their held their back. They funded this entire operation. Today we bank with Standard Bank, and it still treats us the way it's treating us. So, sorry. I mean, when these people can, sorry,
Let's follow.
please. One other weapon that was used to our destruction was the church.
It can't
Yes.
be.
The gospel, the spreading of the gospel of Christ. The church is one weapon that was formed against us.
What's the weapon?
The church is actually
The
responsible
religion.
for most of our contaminated brains.
They want you to say it again.
Yeah, put it nice.
I'm saying, I'm not sure as to how nice
Don't be
do you
apologetic.
want me to put it, but I'm saying one of the weapons that was used in our enslavement was the church. The spreading of the gospel of Christ. Because, yes, it was the church itself is an institution. It's an institution, especially the Roman Catholic Church, which is the mother of all churches. It's an institution of slavery. Because the very same Pope, we've just buried the Pope now. The first Pope was a black Pope because of these white people wanted to get the blacks to be part and parcel of this thing.
Even now, have they completed choosing, because there were rumors that they might choose an African.
Even if they can choose an African, even if the Pope can be an African, he will still choose the church agenda.
Yes, that is
The Greeks agenda. Because we are here actually colonized by the Greeks. We are told of the coming of Jan van Riebeeck in 1652, but we are not told about the Greek invasion of Africa.
So we must go back and abolish those churches now.
My Lord.
Right? So we must go back and abolish those churches in our time.
We don't need churches. Today churches occupy, we've got maybe 3,000 churches in the country and 3,000 towers. Most of them are not working for the development of the African child.
And then how many schools?
How many schools? If there are schools, then they are overcrowded.
That's what I'm saying. You can have so many
In one class,
Sure.
you're teaching 74 learners. And you forget about half
So
of
whether
them.
the Roman Catholic Church chooses a black pope or a white pope, he's still going to be a pope that serves the interests of the Roman Catholic Church. And we all know that the Roman Catholic Church was not created to benefit us. Now, this is the only, these are the only pieces that we can say represents us in this precinct. These shacks.
It's where black people were staying.
I mean, look at that. No white person will stay in such a condition. No white person will stay in such conditions. But we stay in such conditions, and we wake up the next day energized. We move on. We move on. That's who we are.
What this church thing started
Initially around it was bands. Now, even the architecture, look at this. And you look at this one. You know, and you look at the architecture of number two.
Number two.
Those houses there in number two. They resemble the same architecture. Your Victorian kind of architecture. You know, that shows the dominance of Britain in our lives in Kimberly, in Khalishiwe. And up until today, we are accustomed now to this architecture of theirs, which does not even benefit us, because today they tell us that these mud houses are actually cool in summer and warm in winter, as opposed to these ones of theirs.
We've got the president of Paseta in Namibia. Are you aware that we're speaking about the church? When the genocide started, the Nama and the Herero were put in a church building, and they were told to close their eyes and pray. And when they closed their eyes, and that's when the guns ran out. The guns started shooting, and they eliminated them. And that was the actual start of the Nama Herero genocide by, of course, the Germans. Because I want to take you. Yes. Because I want us, when we talk back as we walk to the church, as you explain the extremities, the difficulties that happened because of the church in Southern Africa, as you continue telling us about this church.
The church played a pivotal role in our enslavement. The church was used as a tool to actually bring us to a point where we have to submit to a God that is foreign to us. When these people came with the gospel of Christ, they wanted to ensure that we are taught this document, and the sooner we accept this document, then we become believers. But what is a belief? If we ask ourselves, what is a belief? A belief is a doubt. Because in order for you to believe, you need to be convinced by someone. Without someone convincing you, there's no need for you to believe. But if you know, you don't need to be convinced.
That's true.
If you know, you don't need to be convinced. Hence, today we are believers. We are followers. Because we have told ourselves that we need a leader. We don't need a leader. We are leaders ourselves. The God in us is the one leading us. Now we have become flock. And our pastor in front of us leading us. So, yes, the church was an instrument that was used for our own destruction. I'm saying this because I can make reference to Robert Moffat, the guy who we are told that he translated the Bible into Setswana. But yet, the credit, they don't even credit the translator. Who taught Robert Moffat the Setswana language? And talking to you, Mr. President, I want to tell you today that yes, I agree with you. I agree with the Herreros for claiming reparations and claiming the skulls of their ancestors back from the shelves that the Germans have put them in.
Also, don't forget the damages that you have caused in the land.
In the land, exactly.
Because there's also damage that you have caused. The ecosystem was disturbed as well. As a matter of the fact, we are in this mess because of that. So when you have to pay back, also pay back the damages that you have caused in the ecosystem.
Exactly. But now, the question is, why are these people in Kimberley so silent about this thing? Why can't anyone rise up and say, we need to be, because De Beers never paid us anything for all that he has done to us and against us. He has never paid us anything. But no one is prepared to stand up and fight against De Beers because De Beers is controlling Kimberley and has been controlling Kimberley since time immemorial.
So it's only here in Kimberley that people are not being compensated.
It's not only here.
But in Nelspruit, people are compensated as they speak. My family, they are part of those people who are going to be compensated. In fact, my grandfather owned about 18 acres of land. As I'm speaking with you, their families have been getting all those monies. So, like, I'm surprised why in Kimberley we are not being compensated.
Well, I don't even think, because I'm just thinking, if we need maybe to ask for compensation for all the diamonds that they were taken out of this big hole, how much are we going to ask for? 3 trillion? 100 trillion? Because to us, it's not even the value, because apart from the diamonds that are recorded that have been taken out of here, there are those that have gone through the black market by the very same De Beers, selling them on the black market. The diamond was never a girl's best friend. That's how they promoted diamonds to be. And De Beers runs a cartel. They know when to sell, when to create a scarcity for these things.
So that increase the
value.
Yeah, they create demand, supply and
monopoly.
Demand. Yeah, they create the supply and demand.
Sure.
So that during so when the people, they realize that the value has gone up, they know that no, we're going to make more money.
More money.
So they run the whole entire system.
They've got even these diamonds on reserves. De Beers is not actually Cecil John Rhodes' company. It's a company of the Queen. And the Queen controls each and every diamond mine that is in the world. If you find the biggest diamond in whatever mine that you're creating there, it goes to the Queen.
It goes to the England.
Yeah. It goes to the Queen, and it's part of the diamond that forms. It will be part display chest. You will be told that it was bought by the Queen. How can the Queen buy when you are a subject? You are a Queen subject. What can she buy from you? It's just take. So the De Beers is a company of the Queen. Cecil John Rhodes was acting on behalf of the Queen. That's why when he left and went to England, and the Queen asked him, "What have you done for your country, Cecil Rhodes?" He said, "I've colonized 2 colonies for you, my Queen. 2 colonies." And he was talking about Rhodesia and South Africa.
Then what about the Zamazamas?
Exactly. When our people scavenge on these mine dumps, they are called Zamazamas. They are called illegal miners. But who was legal in the first place?
It was them.
Who was legal? Who said that
They
you
were
are
the
legal, you are not
They were
illegal?
the illegal ones at first.
You know? Now the illegal miner.
Because they don't have permits.
They don't belong here.
Those that called them the illegal were illegal themselves.
No, they were not.
They were illegal
Oh, yes.
themselves. So our people, when they do what is expected of them, they become illegal. So it is about time that we open our eyes and see the devil for who he really is.
Mm.
Yeah, because look at how many people
We
think that mining every day.
Exactly.
So that is what
We don't know. We think that we don't know the devil because we were given a holistic picture of our Savior, Jesus Christ. But when it comes to the devil, we are shown someone with horns, with a vineyard. You'll never meet anyone like that in your travels. You'll never. So you don't know who the devil is. But I tell you now, the devil is the one that has kept you bound up until today.
And the Africanists, let us start fighting these churches. Because there's a lot of
We need to do away with these churches in our community.
especially these churches that are preaching prosperity. They are killing our nation. What's happening now? For Omotoko, for Bushiri.
I mean,
Hey, a lot of problems.
okay. Are there any other questions? In the absence of none,
Yeah.
I always use that word.